Hello and welcome, Peacock fans, to another episode of Peacocks on the Prowl. I'm Jim Lowry, and sitting with me today is head coach of the men's basketball team, Brooks McKowen. Coach, nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach, this past week you guys played against Winona State. Why don't you kind of tell us about that one?
It was a good game. Didn't start out the way we wanted it to. We got down 12-1, I believe, in the first 4 or 5 minutes. We got some good looks to start the game, just didn't make them, basically. Winona came out, played really well. I thought our defense was affected a little bit by our lack of production for the offense. But I give my second group a lot of credit. We brought in basically 5 new guys, let them go. Jornell came in and played really well to start the half. When we brought that next group in, he kind of brought us back into the game, battled with them throughout the first half and then throughout the game, and then ended up taking a lead and pulling away a little bit, not a lot, just enough for comfort basically, but found a way to win the game, which is good.
All right, Coach, part of that big comeback for you guys was the defense. They played lights out, steals, blocks, forcing turnovers, and especially there was about a 6-minute period there where you guys had about 4 blocks in the lane on easy gimme layups that you guys just said no, not here, including Jordan Hay, who had just a flying block taken right off the backboard off a fast break. Can you kind of tell us about how the defense played?
Yeah, our defense was a lot better. One of the things we work on is just flying around, trying to make plays, cover up for your teammates. You can never be perfect on defense, but the good teams cover up for each other and continue to make that next play and fight through a possession. The possession you're talking about with Jordan was, I think we turned it over on the other end, and actually watching it on film, Jordan was one of the farthest guys down on the other baseline and hustled his butt back and fought all the way back. Dennis and somebody else stopped him on the other end, made him make an extra move to get to the rim, and gave Jordan just enough time to block it off the backboard. And it was a big play for us. I think we got the rebound and then got fouled out of it as well. So it was a big turning point in the game. But having Jordan back is big. He's been battling a knee injury, and just getting him on the floor makes us better defensively and offensively.
Now, it was brought up during your post-game interview, and I thought it was a great question, so I'm going to ask it too. You had a chance there when it was about 8-0 to call a timeout. And everybody saw you on the sideline, and everybody's trying to guess what you were thinking. And there was no timeout called, but you made that group substitution. Kind of tell us about that thought process.
We have a very veteran team this year. We've got a lot of guys that have been through it. And I wanted to see how they'd react. I kind of wanted to let them play. I wanted to see if they could handle the adversity and see if they'd fight through it. They did in that next group. I kind of said a few things to them on the bench before I threw them in. And they came out with a lot of energy and a lot of fire. And I think that carried over to the other guys that were in the game. Those guys reacted the right way on the bench. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put them back in. They were cheering for the next group that was in, their next players. They knew their run was going to come back. And they handled it well. And we ended up, the rest of the guys played well throughout the game.
Speaking of guys who played well throughout the game, hitting 6 of 6 free throws to close it out was Carson Parker. Why don't you kind of tell us about his play?
Carson played really well. He's been good for us all year. He's still a sophomore, but he doesn't play like it. He's almost not aggressive enough at times. We keep trying to get him to be more aggressive, but he's done some very good things for us. I think the most impressive thing, I think he had 7 assists and 1 turnover in the game, which was very impressive for him. And then able to hit the free throws down the stretch. That kid is in the gym all the time. We have to kick him out of the gym, basically. There's nobody else I would want at the line.
And in fact, he was down there shooting today while I was setting up. I was watching him, out the window here. I was watching him like, there's Carson down there shooting more free throws. All right. So going into this weekend, you've got 2 doubleheaders. You got Sioux Falls on Friday after the women's game, and then you've got Southwest Minnesota State on Saturday after the women's game. Let's talk about that Sioux Falls game. What are you kind of looking for from the team?
Just to continue to get better. Our guys do a good job. I feel like we're getting better each week. We're taking strides in our defensive effort and being more consistent on the defensive end. I think that needs to carry over to our offense as well. We've got to make some better decisions. We're still turning the ball over way too much. And this weekend we'll have 2 games where that'll be an opportunity. We've got 2 good teams coming in. Sioux Falls and Southwest are both 4-1 right now. Both are playing very good basketball. Both are going to be a challenge for us in their own way. Sioux Falls is a little bit of a smaller team, more athletic team. Southwest is a bigger team. So there are 2 different challenges, but I think our guys are going to be able to handle it, and we'll have a good weekend.
You did touch on Southwest Minnesota State a little bit there. Can you kind of expand a little bit on what you're looking for in that game on Saturday?
Yeah, it's just to continue to battle. Those Saturday games are funny because, you put a lot into Friday, you put a lot into that effort. The guys play hard, it's going to be a battle, and then you got to turn around and do it the next day at 6 o'clock for us. That's hard. A lot of that is just a gut check. It's which team's going to show up, which team's going to come with the energy. There's still scout that goes into it. There's still game prep, but a lot of it's just which guys are going to show up and be able to play back-to-back nights. We do feel like we have an advantage. Now, Southwest plays 10 guys as well, so we're not going to have as much of an advantage as that. Most of the year, we play more guys and have bigger depth than most teams, so that gives us a little bit of an advantage. But Southwest is good. They're just hard-nosed. They play hard. They've got kids that do it the right way, very similar to what we do, so it'll definitely be a battle.
And there you have it, Peacock fans. Peacock men's basketball back in action this weekend. Twin doubleheaders Friday and Saturday night. On Friday, they'll have Sioux Falls, and on Saturday, they'll have Southwest Minnesota State. Come on out to Dorman Gymnasium and support your Peacocks. Until next time, Peacock fans, I'm Jim Lowry. Thank you for watching.